It was the start of theatrical rock and roll, in other words, or fantasy rock and roll. It was a nickname to start with. It could have been Horace Hydrogen, Vicky Vomit, George Bean and the Runners, a host of names. I was born Paul Gadd, but nobody wanted Paul Gadd up there. They wanted Gary Glitter.
We're still together after all that we've been through. They tried to tell you I was not the boy for you. They didn't like my hair, the clothes I learned to wear.
I've been singing for many, many years before Gary Glitter and making records and, you know, not getting anything.
Gary's only ally in those early days was Ace-Face producer Mike Leander, the man who would later co-write and play the instruments on all the big hits.
I'd known Gary since a program called Ready, Steady, Go, when he used to warm the kids up by dancing and singing. And I thought, this guy's fantastic. He's better than any of the singers on the show. So we started making records from that.
The big breakthrough came in the summer of '72.
Rock and Roll Part 2 was on the flip side of Rock and Roll Part 1, and we ran out of money, so Mike Leander, who co-wrote the song with me, decided to remix it, and it was my idea to do all the hey, 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 all that bit. I won the Best Songwriter of the Year award for that, so ever since then, if anything has got more than hey in the lyric, I throw it out.
He's a showbiz personality in the Joan Collins, Liz Taylor, you know, style, you know, throw wobblers if he didn't get the biggest suite in the dressing room with all that old rubbish, you know, that these people seem to go in for. But that, I suppose, that makes them what they are. I mean, you just have to put up with that.
To be a drummer behind somebody working like that is dynamite, you know. It's, I mean, every movement that he made, we had to kick that with drums, you know.
When I was a little kid, I used to walk into the room going like this. My grandmother would say, "Open your eyes!" And so when you walk in the room. So, of course, instead of like a kid, instead of going like just open normally, it was always, "Hello, Auntie." Now, of course, I've become good at it, and I can be smiley one minute and threatening another.
There's one person who can do Gary Glitter impressions better than Gary Glitter, and that's Gary Glitter.
Gary Glitter, screen test, take one.
Relax. You should both be ready by the time I get over. See you in 20 minutes at the most. You better make that 30 minutes, darling. I've got some cleaning up to do.
Always with the jokes, Mr. Comedian. You're coming with us.
Yes, it was as bad as it looked. Gary's mercifully short film career began and ended with the infamous Remember Me This Way. After 11 consecutive top 10 hits, the glitter had started to fade. An ill-fated joint venture with a travelling circus proved a financial disaster, and a heavily publicised love affair was seen by many in the media as signalling the end of Gary Glitter.
I just said I'm going to retire from the stage for a while, and it was on news at everything. Gary Glitter retires, and I didn't say that. I just said I was going to take a back seat for a while and just have a look at my life, and I needed to do that.
Gary launched the first of many comebacks in 1980, but his efforts were hampered by a host of personal problems. The recipe for disaster included the usual ingredients.
At the time, I was drinking and taking drugs quite heavily, and I found that there's another way. You don't have to do that. You can get high on life, you know, you don't have to do that.
The cleaned-up Gary has re-emerged as a symbol of eternal youth, living proof that you're never too old to rock and roll.
I knew this guy has something way beyond what I ever imagined, and that's true to this day. On stage, he is untouchable.
My shows are now called the gang show. My whole attitude is I'm the leader, you're the gang, right? Democratically elected, of course. So in the audience participation thing is written in, you know, if you come and see one of my shows and expect to just sit on your backside, you know, and say, come on, just show us what you do, forget it. I don't want to even have you in the place.
Gary Glitter, he was shiny and happy years before that Michael Stripe out of REM.
Oh, he certainly was, Pop, because Gary's career has been up and down more often than Madonna's 90. But to his legion of adoring fans, he'll always be the leader.
Time for